Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10. Broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos and Abuja. A reminder of our top stories. 80 days since their abduction, over 200 schoolgirls are still missing. Edo State Governor reinstates 936 teachers, also cancels competency tests for them. House of Representatives wade into dispute between the federal government and the MMA. And Israel moves military forces to border with Gaza Strip amid mounting tensions with the Palestinian authorities. Now, all our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/ChannelsWeb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from the respective stores. You can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Well, now to our Abuja studios with Gloria for more on the news at 10.
Well, thank you, Suleiman. Welcome to the nation's capital. The Senate has asked President Jonathan to direct security agencies not to partner with the Imo State government in issuing identity cards to northerners residing in the southeastern state. A Deputy Senate Majority Leader, Abdul Nengi, drew the attention of the Senate to an alleged plan by the Imo State government to register resident northerners with the aim of issuing them identity cards. However, the Imo State Governor, Rocha Sokorocha, described the claim as totally false and accused the legislators of failing to verify its authenticity. Our correspondent, Linda Kigbe, reports.
Recently, newspapers have been awash with reports that the government of Imo State has begun to register northerners in the state with the aim of issuing them identity cards. The alleged plan by the Imo State government was said to have been devised following the failed bomb attempt at the Winners Chapel in Owerri, Imo State. When reports of the plan hit the streets, it was greeted with condemnation by some Nigerians. However, the government of Imo State has come out to deny that it has any plans of registering northerners in the state. But that did not stop federal lawmakers in the Senate from condemning the alleged plan by the Imo State government.
We must not create another country out of Nigeria. This policy that is being contemplated by the government of Imo State, not the people of Imo State anyway, the government of Imo State, is evil.
I want to tell you, on behalf of all Imo people, that we believe in the Constitution, that the constitutional provision of free movement, free association, free worship, and all the personal freedoms are things that are cherished by our people.
What is worrying to me here is, even if all of us decide to start registering non-indigenous in our states, how that will resolve the issue of terrorism, how it will resolve insurgents, kidnapping, or armed robbery. Because if you register a terrorist and he decides to bomb a place, the fact of a registration will not stop him.
For some other lawmakers, the alleged plan is a symptom of a bigger problem.
I'm sorry, if it is the issue of identification, rather than treating the symptoms, we should also look at the cause. In this nation for the past 20 years now, we have been trying in vain to get a universal identification for everybody. Billions of naira have been dissipated, and yet we could not conclude on it.
The Senate consequently asked President Goodluck Jonathan to direct security agencies not to work with the Imo State government to issue identity cards to northerners residing in the state. The upper chamber also called on the Imo State government to rescind the policy. From the National Assembly, Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
Well, the House of Representatives has appealed to the Nigerian Medical Association and its members to call off its ongoing strike in view of their critical role in safeguarding lives. Following a motion moved under matters of urgent national importance by the Minority Whip, Samson Osage, the House gave its Committee on Health 7 days to wade into the matter with the aim of brokering peace. While expressing sympathy with the NMA on their demands, Mr. Osage said Nigerians stand a huge risk during emergencies if medical services are not made available.
From the Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors' perspective, a number of issues, including appointment of Surgeon General of the Federation, payment of hazard allowances to doctors, retirement age of doctors, and expansion of the NHIS to cover a wider spectrum of the society, among others, are some of the issues that even the National Assembly has passed resolutions on. The House is worried that given the very critical state of insecurity in our country, the citizens stand a very huge risk if medical services were not to be available, especially during emergencies. The House urged the federal government to do everything possible as a matter of utmost urgency to have the crisis abated in the interest of the citizens of this country.
Well, casualty figures arising from incessant strikes by healthcare professionals in Nigeria are not readily available. But the fact is, patients and their family members have unwillingly become the grass on which the disputing parties flex their muzzles. Intra-professional wranglings in the health sector is now taking a new dimension as the issue of who heads what in the sector is at the heart of the ongoing nationwide indefinite strike by the Nigerian Medical Association. Our health correspondent, Yomi Otaigbe, now reports.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
For many years, strikes by medical doctors and other health workers have been anchored on welfare issues, working conditions and training. But the present strike by medical doctors is largely a fallout of an agreement between the federal government and the joint health sector unions, as well as the Assembly of Healthcare Professionals Association, which include pharmacists, medical lab scientists, nurses, and others. Both parties had agreed on a number of issues. Top on the list, the restoration of consultancy status to other healthcare professionals, the abolition of the post of Deputy Chairman Medical Advisory Committee, and promotion of officers from Consolidated Health Salary Structure, CONHES 14 to 15, as directors, among others. But the doctors will have nothing of these.
There's a hierarchy. This is an orthodox medical practice. It has its own peculiar situation. When the government is now trying to reverse it without any reason, some people are asking for some position. The first thing you ask, this position you are asking for, what benefit does it bring to the health system? How does it improve the health of the people? Does it benefit you that is asking for it only? If it does, then that is a selfish demand. But if it benefits, if we're going to improve the system, then such a thing should be improved, should be accepted.
A top official of the Assembly of Healthcare Professionals Association, however, insists that other healthcare workers have the right to attain professional heights.
It is only a doctor that can be chairman medical advisory committee. I am a board member in one of the teaching hospitals. In that particular teaching hospitals, they appointed 6 deputy chairman medical, deputy CMAX. All of them are doctors. And in this system, you have pharmacists, you have physiotherapists, lab scientists, nurses, everybody. Look, is this in tandem with common sense? I mean, let's face these things. And I think Nigerians should begin to appraise these issues. Is this in tandem with common sense? That every privilege that you have in the healthcare sector must go to one profession. That is why we have a Nigerian system of healthcare practice, which is not working.
In all of this, the patients and their family members seeking medical services around the country in public hospitals bear the heavy cross of the infighting among the healthcare workers.
The strike is really affecting so many people, and according to the news today, they've recorded some casualties already.
Supposed to go theater yesterday for skin grafting, but because of the strike, they couldn't make it.
Already come from a private hospital. They asked me to come to general hospital. I don't know what to do next.
What will possibly bring an end to the recurrent pain inflicted on people seeking medical services in Nigeria through strike actions?
The only way out is for government to be government. If government wants to be government, it must walk the talk. Every time government mounts a rule of a law mantra, but the law seldomly rules. If the law was taking its pride of place, this matter would not have deteriorated.
To tell you the truth, it will be very difficult because the government has actually allowed things to degenerate to this level. If I tell you that after this strike there will be no other strike, because what will happen is that the other health workers, I can tell you, will go on strike, the government will grant their demand, the doctor will go back, and until the health system, I hope, is not completely shut down. Maybe it will be better. And then we now sit down and say, how do we run the health system in Nigeria?
Authorities at the Federal Ministry of Health, as at the time of this report, are yet to react to the situation. But sources at the ministry say there have been meetings between the government and the striking doctors, perhaps to find a solution to the current strike action by the doctors. But the question remains, will resolutions reached this time help resolve the seeming unending rivalry and superiority struggle among healthcare professionals? Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
When the news at 10 returns, Unilever focuses on expanding its industrial base in Nigeria. That's in business news. Do join us again.